Okay, students, now I'll continue in the second part, our second part of the story. Okay, so see now on the other shore of another island. Now, what happened one day on the other shore of another island? Freeze had knocked down an albatross. Freeze has knocked down albatross. Albatross means a web-footed bird, large web-footed bird, which was threatening to attack him. Who was threatening to attack him? Means to whom he was threatening? To Freeze. And found a rag tied to threatening to attack him, and found a rag tied to the large bird's leg. And what did he find? That a very large rag has tied to the bird's leg. On the rag was a message that, and on that rag, what message was given? That the message that an English woman had been stranded on the smoking rock. What message was given on that rag? An English woman had stranded on the smoking rock, and one of the English woman had stranded. She was standing there on the smoking rock. The name of that rock was Smoking Rock. Now Freeze had no idea how old the message was, but he was not having that idea how old that message was, because see, he was a bird and he was not knowing from since when he is flying up, and from when did he came here. So he was not knowing that properly. Okay? He was not having that idea. Maybe this message was so old. So Freeze had no idea how old the message was. His father suggested that Smoking Rock sounded like a reference to a volcano. Now see, his father suggested, he told the incident about this incident to his father. He has discussed about him. So what did he said? His father had given the idea that maybe the Smoking Rock sound like a volcano. See, Smoking Rock, so of course he find that it must be like a volcano. Since there were no volcanoes in the vicinity, means nearby, there no volcano very vicinity. Okay, vicinity means particular area or very nearby, surrounding our areas. Okay, so the bird might have come from hundred of miles away, or maybe this bird have come from 100 miles away. However, Freeze felt that someone needed his help. But what Freeze thought? He thought that someone has needed his help. So what did he do? And he was determined to his best to find a sender. Okay, then what did he decide? Of course, I think somebody is in need and somebody needs my help. So he said, what did he say in his mind? He was determined to do his best to find a sender. So whosoever has sent it message, so he will find that sender. Before returning home, he had written his own note on the rag. Now before returning to home, he had written his own note on the rag, right, retied it to the albatross. Then he on the same rag he has written the same another message, and he retied to the albatross leg, and had watched the bird fly. And then he had watched the bird fly, how it fly off. The note told whoever received it, do not despair, help is near. Then what did he write on that sheet which he had tied to the albatross leg? What did he write? He had said, the two whosoever it will get it, this note, so don't be scared or don't be very despair, because your help is very near. It means what? Help is very near means he is going to come and help that person. So Freeze then successfully rescued the young woman, and then very soon the Freeze successfully rescued the young woman, Jenny Montrose. What was the name of that lady? Jenny Montrose. Though shy at first, soon she got used to living with the Robinson family. Though at first she was very shy to live with that family, but living with them, she became a habitat of that, and then she got used to them, and then she started living with them, Robinson family. One day they saw a ship which had laid anchor. An encampment had been set up on one of the smaller islands. Then one day they saw a ship. One day what did they see? They saw a ship which had laid anchor. They had come near the shore, and they have made the camp there, had been set up on one of the smaller island. After checking the people through their spyglass, means, see what we call that binocular type. So we can see the far away people in that spyglass. Fritz and his father decided to announce themselves after they had returned home and cleaned it up. Okay, what did Fritz and father announce themselves? They had returned home and they cleaned it up. They did not want the crew to think they were savages, and they did not want only the crew, whoever the crew has come, to think that they were savages. Means they were savage, means they were in pain or something. The next day, Fritz and his father met the captain and told him their own history as well as Jenny. Then next day, the Fritz and his father met to that ship captain, and then they told him all the stories about themselves also, and then about that lady also. What was her name? Jenny. Okay, to everyone's surprise, it had been Jenny's father who had inspired the captain's search. And see, to everyone's surprise, it had been Jenny's father who had inspired the captain's search. Actually, that person was whom? It was the Jenny's father who inspired the captain to go there, search them. He believed his daughter was still alive, and he was believing, yes, my daughter will be alive only, alive after 3 years. I mean, from 3 years that lady was suffering, and from 3 years her father was searching her. So to his surprise and to everyone's surprise, okay, see how the situation has come. The ship captain was who? That girl's father. He believed his father was still alive after 3 years, and even he believed the captain had decided to attempt to find her, and then captain also decided to attempt to find her. With a burst of celebration, the family, passengers and crew of the British vessel headed toward New Switzerland. And then to a burst of, they have made a celebration. They made up, the family was very happy with that, and they have done a celebration. The family, passengers and crew of the British vessel headed toward New Switzerland. Everyone was amazed by the prosperity and good health of the survivor. Even everyone was amazed, surprised how they were in a good health also, and they were living very good there. Even they have survived a lot. As the day ended, the father realized that decision must be made about who wanted to stay on the island or return with the ship. Then at the day ended, and the father realized that decision should be made now, who want to stay here and want to go to their home also, go home to their country also. See, family Robinson have survived there. They have, by, you can say, it was by chance they have come there. Actually, they were not from there. Only because they have suffered from that storm, they have set up there, and they were not having any province also to go to back to their country. So now they have find a ship which has come because of that Jenny's father and that captain. So the Fritz father, means William, have decided, okay, we will, those who want to live from here, they can go. Must be made about the who wanted to stay on the island or return with the ship. Elizabeth and her husband did not wish to live anywhere. Now see, now they have lived so many years there, so they became used to that, and they started liking that place. So they decided that they will not leave this place. Okay, means husband and wife, Elizabeth and William. But on the island, they had been there for so long and had grown used to them. They were now used to that island now. Then they don't want to go back to their place. Then Jenny asked if anyone would support her return to England. Fritz was the first to respond. Then Jenny asked. Now who was Jenny? Jenny was that woman. Jenny asked, or a girl asked, if anyone would support her return to England. Then Fritz was the first to respond. And who was the first to respond? Fritz was the first to respond. He offered cheers for us. He offered the cheer who were going to Europe. Ernest, on the other hand, Ernest means younger one. Yeah, Ernest means a very younger one's son. Ernest means very younger one. Yeah, sorry students. Ernest means second one's son. Ernest, second one. Then Ernest, the other hand, wanted to stay on the island. Even Ernest, he also wanted to stay on the island with his mother and father. Jack also decided to stay back. Even Jack also decided to stay back. I mean, he also don't wanted to leave the island. Franz, the youngest boy, the youngest boy decided to join Fritz in leaving. Now the youngest boy decided to join Fritz in leaving. Okay, who decided to go with actually see Fritz decided to go with that Jenny. Okay, so with only Ernest and Jack decided to stay back with the parents. And who decided to go with Fritz? Franz, the younger one. He decided to go with Franz. Okay, Franz wanted a chance to receive an academic education. What he was wanting, Franz, because receive an academic education. He want to be a matlab he want to learn. He want to study more. That's why he decided to go with Fritz, his elder brother. Wanted to chance to receive an academic education. Before Fritz left, he told his parents of her love for Jenny, and before leaving the island, he told his parents about his love for the Jenny and his wish to marry her. And he wished to marry her. The father had kept a record of all the adventures, and through all these 10 years, too long 10 years, the father has kept all the record of that adventure they had on the island. He handed over the journals to the captain to be published. Then the ship departed. Why he has kept the record? Actually, it was very good. He had kept the record of the adventure. So they sometimes he was believing that someday or some year, of course, I'll go to my country back and then I will publish this book. So see, by chance they have got this chance. Actually, they were not leaving that island. They want to stay there only, because they were now used to. They started liking that island, and they were not, matlab, happily they were going, or they don't want to only to go there. So they have handed all the record to that captain, so he can publish there in that country. So only who left the island? Jenny, Fritz, and last one Franz with his brother, only because he want to take the education there. That's why he also went with his brother. And then Fritz told about this parent about the love for the Jenny, and then they stayed happily over there. Hope students you have understood the lesson properly. Okay, now see what are the students, now come to page number 11 of your textbook and see question number 3. Okay, so you have to do all question number 3 questions in your notebook, and even question number 4. See, write in your own words how the Robinson family made each of their home. So read the lesson properly. And just make what is their first home. You have to write a small 2 to 3 lines about their home, how they have made their home and how was it in your own, and you can show me. Okay, if you find any difficulty, you can ask me anytime. Okay, thank you.